Hey guys, so I've tried doing this shot a couple times with the plane in the frame as well as the transmitter. It's just really difficult with one person. So I'm going to go ahead and run through this whole thing with just the transmitter. The plane will be doing its thing in the background. And then we'll cut to another shot and I'll kind of show you some of the things we programmed on that plane and what those functions do. So as you can see, we're on my timber. So we're going to completely start with a fresh model. I'm going to press my wheel, go down to system setup, guess I'm sure, model select, add new model, create, model type is an airplane, data will be reset, we're fine. But that would be where you name it, so later I'm going to come back in and name this the Viper. And the next thing we need to do is down to aircraft type, and on wing we're going to go to a 1 aileron, 1 flap. We can leave the tail as normal. And the other things that we need to get set up is I'm going to go ahead and do a throttle cut. It's on inhibit. I run mine on my back switch back here. So if I flip it, it goes to H. I'm going to make the first one black and the one with the line white. That's if that switch is down, I have no throttle. And then when I flip it back towards me, then I engage the throttle. So we've got that set up. And then we also need to set up our flaps. So we're going to go down to flap system, click our switch, goes to switch D, and we're going to set it how the amendment to the model came. Some people didn't get it. It's just a single sheet of paper that came in the box. So we're going to go off of those settings. So he wants you to go position 0 to -100. Position 1 to -45. And position 2 to +50. They also recommend a 2-second speed delay, so we're going to go down to the very bottom and put that in. Okay, so we're all set up there. The only other thing in the manual it wants you to do is reverse the gear setup. So we're going to go to the very top item, servo setup, go down to where travel is, highlight it, and scroll over till we get to reverse. And we're going to go down to gear and flip it up. So now we can go back to our list. And there we go. We're set up and we're ready to bind. So I have a DX8, so I don't have to run safe on the flaps as Horizon recommends. I'm just going to assign it to a separate switch. So I'm going to go ahead and bind this airplane in safe mode and then assign that switch. One thing you should do before you do all this is actually bind the airplane not in safe mode and set up all your control surfaces. If you guys need help with that, I can do a separate video regarding that. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is power off my transmitter. I already have my bind plug in the plane, so I'm going to connect power to it. Okay, so our receiver's flashing. I'm going to go ahead and remove that bind plug. And this plane, for whatever reason, is super picky. It likes me to be pretty dang far away, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the transmitter and go off camera for a second. All I'm going to do is hold down my bind button and switch this transmitter on. And that should bind it to our plane. So I'm probably about 15 feet away from the plane now. So as you heard, the control surfaces oscillated twice, so that does mean we're in safe mode. If I flip my flaps up, all my control surfaces are good, all my controls are there. I'm going to test my throttle cut. I don't have any throttle right now, but if I flip my back switch, I do have my throttle. So it looks like we're all set up good right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is assign safe to a switch. So all I need to do is go into my settings, and we're going to go down to system setup, And we're going to go to channel assign. And I can go past this first page, just go to next in the lower right hand corner. And under auxiliary 2, I'm going to select it and I run it on my F. So I'm going to flip F, automatically assigns it to F now. So I'm good with that. We can go back to my list, back. Now we're at the main menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in my position up here in 0, and if I pinch these sticks and oscillate this switch 5 times, I should now have safe select on this switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you heard, the surfaces moved. So now when I flip this, well, it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? Maybe I have to power the plane off. So I'm going to cycle power on the plane real quick. Literally just tried this and it worked perfectly. Try that one more time for whatever reason. There we go. So now mine's working. I don't know what, for whatever reason. So the only thing right now is in position 0 and 1, safe is actually activated. Or excuse me, position 1, safe is activated. 2 and 3, it is not. So what I need to do is I need to go in and reverse that, just so that I have no safe on 1 and 2 and safe is active on 3. So I'm going to go back into my servo setup. Go back in, select travel, go over to reverse, and we assigned it to aux2, so we're going to flip aux2. Okay, so now it just flipped. So if I back out, now I should have safe. Yep. Okay, so I have no safe on 0 and 1, and now I have safe on 2. Flaps are still functional, everything's still good. So I'm going to cut to a shot and kind of show you that safe is on a switch now, and we can kind of check out some of the other things we set up. Alright guys, so all I've done is reposition myself and attach the canopy to the plane. We can go ahead and check everything we set up. The landing gear should already be preset on A, so we can check that functionality. Check our flaps. They're on that nice 2-second delay. All my control surfaces are working properly. And now we can check AS3X. We don't have anything right now because we haven't run the throttle up. Remember, you have to get over 50% throttle. So my throttle cut's off right now. Don't have any throttle. On all your planes, set up a throttle cut. Guys will tell you to take the prop off. You really can't on this plane, but for most planes, take the prop off. If you have a throttle cut set up, you're not going to bump this and mess anything up. So you can feel safe about working on your plane when you have a throttle cut set up. So set that up on every one of your planes. But yeah, no throttle cut. So I'm going to go ahead and run it up to, or excuse me, no throttle. I'm going to go ahead and run it up above 50% throttle so that I have my S3X activated. Kill that throttle. There you go, we got AS3X going, but no safe. You notice the control surfaces are not pitching. So now 0 and 1 are going to both be just normal AS3X. It's just the 3-position switch, how they set it up. Now if I go to 2, you can notice the elevator of this plane is going to flip. It's already trying to correct it. So if you get into a nosedive situation, see how pitched that elevator is? And we can oscillate it and see that the ailerons are trying to correct it. But the real telltale is to invert the plane. Once you invert that plane, let me flip it around so you can see it. it really starts trying to fix itself. So even for an experienced pilot, if you get in trouble, you know, this is going to get you out of a bind. Or say you have a dog come up or get something in your eye, this buys you a little bit of time. And then once you get, you know, fixed, you can always flip it. Boom. Just right back to AS3X. So we should have everything set up on this plane. I'm going to name it, add some voice commands and some other little things. That's about all I have for you guys. I'm pretty new to this hobby as well, so if you have any tips or tricks or secrets that you would like to give to me, I'm more than open to those. Or if you'd like to see anything else set up on some other planes, I have about 7 E-Flite planes, so I'm going to be trying to do some more videos from here on out. So if not, we'll see you out at the field.